During the course of this video, please excuse the participants of this video. Each individual has their own angle point of view. They have a part that they purchased, and I have a part that I installed. But let's be clear, I'm the professional who has the training and the knowledge in the industry to look at a broken appliance, diagnose it properly, fix the problem, and all is well.
Sean.
And I get it. We are all professionals in our industry and we are all excellent in our industry. But understand, this is my industry. You're causing confusion, upset because of our point of views. We have to be considerate. Professionally, if the appliance is working, it's working. Why you don't have a part to return? Well, the difference is that you misdiagnosed it and ordered the wrong part and installed the wrong part. You wasted all that time. And so I understand how you feel now. Don't take it out on me.
I need to ask you a question. Claim it as in warranty for 1 year. It's pertaining parts purchases that would apply. But generally, installations of parts it's kind of like even on the if you purchase a part from Reliable, I'm trying to get some that part clarity as far as return that part. If you order a part online and you receive it, wouldn't that still apply? People are taking a risk if they're ordering stuff online and it fails.
Now, do you see that pump that is on the far left side with that red marking on it? Well, that's the part that he installed. That's the part that he's claiming that I took out, reinstalled, and charged him for it. Which I'm having a hard time figuring out, how could someone think? That's the part he put in, and I put in the drain pump. He's thinking that I took out. Okay. In advance, in order to get his money back, he's going to have to now uninstall the part that he installed. The part he took out is a good part, assuming. The part he put in is definitely a good part that is not needed. Obviously, because I'm taking out a drain pump, not a recirculation pump.
Wouldn't it have identification marks on them? If I took a part and I bought it.
You're probably wondering what is going on here. Well, the confusion is that I received a phone call to do a repair, and that repair was that the pump was not working. Now, the customer did a whole lot of other things prior to me getting there, even as far as taking the part out and doing the repair themselves, because the part was not that expensive. And he didn't get the assembly because he didn't know that his drain pump was damaged. He brought what he thought was the first part that he saw was that recirculation pump. He didn't take the unit completely apart, or he would have seen two components. And so it's not the problem of a switch and bait of parts. It is a problem of not knowing the diagnosis, putting in the wrong part, being corrected, but not understanding that, yes, you can diagnose wrong and your washer is working. As far as getting your money back, you're going to have to redo all the work you did, or you're just going to have to eat that loss. It has nothing to do with me. Everything I did was done proper and correct.
A duress of returning that part, and they don't get their money back. Right. Because they're not brick and mortar. They're not brick and mortar.
So throughout this video, you're going to be confused in the conversation because I'm adamant that I don't know what he's talking about. I only go off of what I have and what I videotaped, and that's my proof. And I never saw a part. I never saw him in the house. He was at work. She was in the laundry room with me for a moment till we got to the problem. She didn't stay in there to see his work and then my work, so no one saw anything, but I'm the professional. And so it's going to be done proper and correct. So the machine is working, which that's what baffles my mind. The machine is working, and that's the sore part. And so especially when we're professionals, we all are good at what we do. And so I know when to let someone else be a professional in their industry
So that way,
and let them do their job
you cannot rub that off.
and accept whatever the situation may be if it makes sense. The machine was not working, it's working now. The work that was performed has nothing to do with the call.
I do videos. I believe people are the
I
industries
arrived,
have to take
fixed,
videos to protect
and now
their honor and their protection.
maybe you can take your part back or maybe you can't. I don't know. But you didn't know there was two parts.
And so I just answered my own question. I do appreciate you, sir.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, absolutely.
and if I have any real customers, I'm going to direct them to you.
Well, we really appreciate that, and thank you for your time.
You're
We
welcome.
always appreciate that.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day, sir.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye.
Well, okay, again, here we go. So when you purchase a part, brick and mortar, very direct. If the part fails, take it right back to the store, and then you deal with the policy of what you purchased that part from. You deal with that company's policy at that time. Internet, that's of course, non-person to person contact. And so the high duress feeling of not getting your money back on a part that fails for the DIY industry, professional DIY industry, who will be adamant in their purchases and their parts fail, and who should pay for the part that they purchase. So any companies out here in the appliance industry, that's why we are very careful making sure we only install parts that come from our source, because then we have 100% control of satisfaction if that part fails. Installing the part that someone purchases, because we're professionals, we can do that, but we are not liable for anything outside of the installation. And if the part is installed and the machine, especially if the machine is working and you have any type of questions thereafter, if your machine is working, that means the work was performed and done properly. If the machine fails, then you have an adamant complaint, a legitimate complaint. And then hopefully that company will have some type of resolve, either giving you a percentage of your money back. Hopefully you can get that part returned if it failed, if it was electronic, or even if it's just a functional direct component, such as like a pump or a drive motor, non-electronic. I would say those are easier to get your money back on, but your caution is the electronics. But at any rate, those are the procedures and the processes of buying parts. There's a 1-year warranty, much easier if you go into a store, brick and mortar, than online purchases. Myself as a professional, this is where we draw the line. This is where I'm asking for people to be understanding out here in the industry when you're making calls to professional businesses or companies to do work for you, and you are a adamant DIY person who are very resourceful and saving money. If something doesn't go your way when it happens and it fails and you're not able to complete the project, you got to understand, we're the professionals. We understand the specs. We understand what we're looking at. This particular pump that you're seeing on the screen here has two pumps, a recirculation pump and a regular drain pump. The pump on the upper left is a recirculation pump, and the pump on the lower, on the right screen is a assembly with your drain pump and recirculation pump. The difference is that when you open the unit, as a professional, you'll know that. As a person who does DIY, weekend warriors, they won't know that there's two pumps in there. Confusion is, if you're talking about one item and I'm talking about another item, their confusion would be the call. You won't understand what I'm talking about. This is the purpose of training.
So I don't think that caused the issue.
Information. Let's share
happened
so we can help assist each
before
other.
and after, and Yeah, I think that tub clean helped the issue for one load.
Okay. So turn power off. Select drain and spin. State the error code. Diagnostics not broken, but it'll be under warranty for 90 days. So if it's intermittent, it will show. Weak pump. Probably bad pump. And so the pump's gonna have to be redone.
Oh, got it. That's okay. I'll just pump all that water out with a wet vac and
Oh, you have? Oh, good. See my
algae.
bowl up there? That's how I've been doing it.
And let's see here. Is it draining? No drain whatsoever.
All right, so let's get that resolved, and then we can move to the next step. Right back.
All right, can I get you a water or coffee or anything?
Well, no,
I think I'm gonna have a Coca-Cola.
nothing is bad. And so once I diagnosed this by taking it apart, inspecting it, verifying why there's a lag or why it seems to be weak pump out, and then hopefully it's just a pump replacement. And if that's the case, I have a
drain
pump.
hose?
Somewhere
But
in
if
the
it's
line.
not, the diagnostics will start after I
You
You
verify
know
the
how my
pump.
husband's supposed to die?
Or not.
He blew through it. Okay, good.
That's normal. It's his washing machine and his body oils, and so it's no problem.
Okay, but that was a smart way to test it, huh?
That's what we've all done.
Okay.
We've gotten sick, but we've all done it.
I'm not realizing, he's not realizing that there's two pumps. And so, yeah, I replaced your drain pump. Your recirculation pump is still in there. So it's not the part. Not to sound sarcastic.
Good morning.
Yes, it is. What can I do for you?
Well, my husband noted that the pump that you gave me that you said that you took out of our machine is not the pump that he put in.
Okay.
And he is 100% sure of it.
This is where I was confused and almost thought I was being considered a thief.
Priority. Is the machine working? Or is it damaged?
I did one load last night and it worked.
And this is where she doesn't see the similarity of the part that she actually handled from the part that her husband installed. Different components.
And so now, okay, now my thing
That's
is.
not my question. My question is,
What is your question?
why is the pump, you handed me a pump yesterday and said this is the crappy pump that I bought that you took out of the machine.
Okay.
And told me you were putting in a new pump.
That is correct.
And charged me for it. But the pump that you handed me that you said you took out of my machine is not the pump.
These are the two parts that pictures she was supposed to send to me. If I would have seen these parts, I would have known immediately we were talking about two different things. But she sent me the part that I gave her. So I'm still thinking drain pump, not recirculation pump. Her husband sent me those pictures later on, and that's when I concluded. At the end of the video, that's when it was concluded.
That was in the machine.
Really? Can you take a picture and send it to me? So I can
For
verify.
sure.
So I can verify what pump you're talking
Yeah,
about, and then wait, just one moment. Do that first, and then we can get on the same understandings, and then I can compare what you're talking about, and then I'll see if I can rectify it for you. So can you take a picture of what you're talking about? Send it to
Yeah,
me
hang
when
on.
I call
I'll do
you.
that right now while we're on the phone.
Thank you. There we go. And so what is your main concern if your washing machine is working?
My main concern is that you gave me a pump that you said you took out of my machine, and that's not the pump that was in the machine, and that you're using the pump that I purchased already, and you charged me for a new pump. That's my concern.
Oh no. I'm going to send you a video.
This is where I am totally confused now. Now I feel if I was a younger technician, immediately I ought to be on the defense. But this is detective mode now. I got to soothe her emotion. And maintain my integrity.
Of your repair, so you can see actually what part is in your machine. That way you can that way you can clear your conscience about being cheated on. And I don't like people who do that to us. So that's why I'm here. So
well, okay, good.
The failed part,
right now, and then you can continue.
not the recirculation pump,
Yeah,
but
okay.
the drain pump.
I was shocked this morning when my husband left me a note.
See, YouTube University, YouTube tutorial, instantly people think this work is easy and they can be professionals and do the work. But obviously, we have a problem here.
About this, and I was like, no way. Like,
All they want to do is return their part and get their money back. That's it. As simple as that. Plain and simple. When they didn't see the part that they ordered, they thought right there, oh, we got a dishonest person. We got to make a point out of this. And I understand that. But unfortunately, it's just a miscommunications of yourself. And we got through this very easily, and it was lovely at the end.
I'm really having a hard time believing this. So
we are crazy
I am
people.
happy to see.
we are very unique individuals.
Send me more of that video, because that's just not enough.
Let me ask you a question though. The pump that you see in the video, and markings and identifications of it in comparison to what you have physically in your hand, do they look similar? And can you confirm that that is the exact component?
Okay, this is the actual part that she's talking about that she saw on the video. It claims that I put a part down and picked up another part to install in her wash machine. But what she didn't realize is that I put the part down on the ground to pick up something else. And that was a bad part. So I had no interest in it. But this is the video that she saw.
More in the video, and you need to produce the pump that was originally in there.
This is the actual part that she saw that's coming up that confused her. Right about, let's see here, right about now.
There's a Sharpie marking on the pump.
And those wear off when you touch. Those wear off on plastic. Markings are not permanent on certain. Okay, ma'am. Have your husband give me a call, because he's the one I'm going to have to sue. Let him know. And I'll be more than happy to come to your house and take it apart. He can actually take it apart because he's good. The repair that he did was actually labor correct and press. We're arguing about you saving money because of a part that was purchased that is well known in the industry, that everyone is doing those types of purchases because these parts, the original parts, are marked up because they're quality. The parts that we purchase online, they're inferior, and we have no way to verify the quality insurance of those parts.
People have the options, but they do not have
I was a little
the
yesterday. I was like, is
experience.
this doesn't seem like the one, because I held the one that I
You're
purchased
probably
in
wondering,
my
what the
hand
heck am I
and gave
talking
it to
about?
my husband.
All
So I
along, I'm
questioned you
thinking they
yesterday.
replaced their drain pump, not their recirculation pump.
I'm gonna send you your
So that's where I'm adamant on what I did. See, that's the recirculation pump that he installed. I replaced the drain pump.
Now, the people that are taking the fall for this, such as my friends in the industry, such as like Spencer's and Appliance City, and even Standard TV and Appliance, these are the things that we are having to deal with because people have the options. Now, as far as talking to you and seeing evidence, that's why I take videos.
Give me a call back.
Now,
Okay,
I would
so
love to
then-
talk with your husband,
yes, I will do it. Did you get the
and we
picture?
will.
I did, yes, ma'am. So please.
As I said before, I'm still thinking that they had purchased the drain pump, and I just replaced the drain pump.
Video.
Show
Call me back.
that part that you have.
Okay, bye.
I apologize, but it is the part that you purchased that failed. That's the part that is hard to deal with. And you don't know how and why it failed, because we are good at what we do, and he did a great job. I commend him. The labor was spot on. He just did not know the specs.
of what we know for what to look for. Even you said we got this from a quality provider online or something similar to that. And I didn't say anything. That's your argument. When I hear those things, I'm like, okay, I know what this is about. So I'm going to take a video so that you can see why we are being targeted. And all my videos show that our control boards are becoming unavailable, and these parts are becoming inferior on the ones that we do purchase. All my videos document these things. So what you're feeling,
What you purchased was a recirculation pump that is still in your washer that you need to uninstall and return. That's what's going on. That's the part that's damaged. And I'm not understanding, where's the original recirculation pump at? I would have shown that to the technician. I think this is the part that has failed. This is the part we ordered. Can you do a diagnostics and verify it? That's the process.
is normal. But what you purchased was what your husband and you purchased was an inferior component that has been taken out, and it can be verified that had no switch and bait tactics been. That's what you're making me feel like. And I'll be more than happy to defend myself about it.
In order to
This is where she is really adamant that I did a switch and bait because she has the old part. But why don't you still have the recirculation pump? And the washing machine is working. I'm not understanding the reasoning here, but you would be skeptical too. If her husband says it's not the part, he leaves, goes to work, and now you're at the house with the part that you left her. He should have compared the parts and realized that there were two pumps inside of that washer, but he's not an appliance technician. I am. And that's the difference.
defend yourself, here's what I'd like you to do.
What would you like for me to do?
You video recorded
Yes, ma'am.
The whole visit, and so please send me within the next
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
3
but
minutes.
I'm sorry, but I would like for your husband to call me.
No, you better send that to me in the next 5 minutes or less.
Well, let me. Okay, ma'am. This
and
is
let me see the whole
just one moment.
thing first.
I am more than happy. Matter of fact, that one right. I better, and I'm going to. I'm pleasured now.
Okay.
That's
then
why.
I will have my husband. I will have my husband call you.
This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Because this is gonna end right here. I'm gonna put this video together, the full recording, the non-video and the audio, so you can hear everything. Once you get that, and once I finish that, and I'm not going to be under pressure doing it. Right now, verify to me, is your washing machine working? First question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, we're going to leave that right there. Now, I'm going to put this together, and then we're going to conclude this. And then we're going to revisit this because it needs to be talked about. All right? So, I'm not going to be under pressure because it has to be done for millions of people so that another person will see what not to do, and then how to respond if you feel like you've been cheated. Because this is going to go on the video also, and so I will get that over to you. But in the meantime, please, in the meantime, please just look at that pump in the video. That's why I want your husband to give me a call after he looks at it. Look at that pump in the video, regardless of his marking he put all over those tubes and wires and everything else. That's wonderful. That's the beginner's ability to work with your hands on making sure things are done properly. And he did a wonderful job. I want to commend him. But that part he ordered is in your home. The part I put in your washer is a quality Whirlpool component. Hello?
Hey, James. It's
Okay,
better.
much better connection. Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it just was definitively not the same one. And what?
I'm just not understanding how is it that you're not understanding that there's two components in there. They identically look different, but your washing machine is working. So something had to been misdiagnosed. But I understand. You just want your part so that you can get your money back. But you have your part. You have the original part. You can't send that in, so you got to take everything apart, take the part that you order out to get your money back. But yes, you misdiagnosed it. That's all.
got me is, and actually you point this out in your video post, the impeller design.
Yes.
So when the one that I installed, I had noticed two things. First of all, that it had the full flame. So I'm a mechanical engineer by degree.
Aptitude at all. I saw your
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
I saw your work. And so I have no doubt about what you're saying. I'm just curious on how this can be. So
Well,
the best
me
answer,
too.
the best resolve immediately is for me
And
to
it
see the
will
part.
allow your washer
I'm curious because I don't.
work.
I mean, I cleaned my car out
Verification.
just a moment ago. I didn't see any
Repair is done excellent, and
parts used or
Yep.
anything. I
that's the
still
only
have
thing
the
I strive
parts.
for. So I'll get the
I would
video
just,
put
if
together.
this is being recorded, I would
Yes,
just
ma'am.
like to
I will
just say
put
that
your
should
message
have
together.
in there, my
I will put
opinion.
it together,
It's all
and then we can
subjective,
go
But I have to see that part.
to
I'm
the
very
next,
curious.
whatever
how
you
this
would
can
like to
be.
do.
And so,
Yeah.
is there any markings on
That's
that
fine.
pump?
I'm
Like,
looking
can you
at the
take
part
that
you
have a
shield
wonderful
one
day.
that you
Looks
have
like it's been
and take a
used
photo
a
of
lot.
any
It says
identifiers
he installed it
on
on
that
Tuesday.
Ma'am,
Maybe.
ma'am,
It's
I
you
want
mean the
you
one
to
that you left us
really
with?
look at
Well,
the
the
one
one
that's
that's there.
With
Yes.
very little soap.
I
Yeah.
just want you to understand.
Yeah, I can
that I'm
can
gonna
have
do
Susie-
everything in my
Yeah,
power
Well,
she
she
sent
can-
me. She actually sent me a picture
to show
of
you
the
the difference.
of the pump.
I
You
think
have
she
right
was
now
that
going
should be
on
an
the
very
fact
intelligent,
simple.
and
Just
you're
send me
very
the video.
intelligent, and you're
Engineer
very
that
intelligent.
You left
Very
markings
intelligent.
there, which that's
You are
outstanding.
more
They
than
commend it.
capable,
So
and
that-
you're
Well,
helping
it was a
me
marking. It was a marking on the.
because me and my
Excuse
wife.
Now
me,
look
are
how
the same
funny
thing.
this
So
is.
therefore,
He's
And
talking
when
about
you
the
do your
recirculation
that's what she was
pump.
going off
I'm
identifier. There's actually
specifically talking about the
part
drain
numbers
pump.
on the
So
housing
this part of the
that is a
video is
permanent
just
marker.
all
stamped.
Okay.
You look at the
discombobulated.
stamps
Very
that are on
confusing
your pump that you
conversation.
have,
I don't even know
and
how
you look
long
at
we
the
stayed on the
stamped
phone talking,
numbers. If you can
and we
see
both
them,
talking about
and
two
I make
different
sure
parts. But
that
it's
they're
concluded
visible
at the
on
end.
the
Please
stamp
watch till the end of
on
the
the
video. Please
part
watch,
that's in the
share,
video.
and like.
Compare that.
that there's no longer any permanent pin
Compare
markings
the
there. And I said that's
actual
okay. But when I took the
permanent
part out of your
markings,
washing
okay?
machine,
I would like to
noticed
see the
that
full video, JR.
I'm going
If
to
you
do
can send
that.
that right away,
had-
that would
No,
be
ma'am.
acceptable.
Listen,
And
ma'am.
Yeah, it
I'm
wasn't.
going
It
to
wasn't
do
on the
that.
housing.
I have
It
to.
was.
Yes,
There were
ma'am.
alignment markings
Well,
that coincided
I'm
with
talking
the
about the
original
actual-
alignment
Excuse me,
markings.
sir. Excuse me, sir.
I will
I'm talking about
love
him
the
to watch
actual
the video
component first, and
that
then
are
contact me.
identifiers.
Perfect.
Thank
Great.
you, ma'am.
Send it-
Actual
send it
identifiers.
I never.
over to me.
I never marked.
All
I
right.
never marked the component. I only marked the
Excuse me,
flange.
sir. Excuse me, sir. I'm not talking about your markings. I'm talking about the markings of the website that you purchased the part from. And I saw the website too, by the way.
Yeah.
And that website,
So-
I believe, is because that part that I believe that
Understood. He wants the part back so he can get his money back for a refund if it's a damaged part, but it's not the part that was taken out.
came out of your washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the videos, and this is what we're proving. In the video, that part has markings on it, and so
Yeah, there's red marking on the outer casing.
No, not color markings. Our difference of words in industry is markings to us as appliance technicians is the numbers, the SKUs that identifies either the voltage amount that's coming through it or markings of whatever permanent marking of manufacturing or tracking numbers or stuff like that. It'll have numbers on the housing or other than what you put on there.
Right.
Can
But
you
I'm
identify
not-
any of those?
But I'm not sure. But I'm no, because I've never saw that. I never saw that part
Okay.
before.
Because
Until this morning when I came down and looked at it,
that's the
and
part.
I immediately left. Hold on, let me speak.
That's how I feel.
And I immediately referred to my wife and said, "This is not the part I installed yesterday."
Okay, I need to see that part, and then this conversation will be concluded. That'll satisfy this conversation. Then that will allow whom and what, because I've been investigating it.
Now, this little information is a little bit much. I could have left this out, but I can't help but take the opportunity to help give out information because he's going to run into more online issues with parts. Electronics are really going to make him unhappy because we are having problems with the control boards. So I felt that was very important that I needed to let him know more information.
For the last 4 years. This
Investigating what?
just this type of parts that are coming in from online orders and the type of quality that the components
You're missing my point. You're missing my point.
I hear what you're saying, but I can't do anything until I see that part, and then that verifies. Okay, that's fair. That's
Okay,
fair.
so maybe we can hook up a little bit later this evening, and you can come by and you can look at the part.
Well, I would like to do that tomorrow, if you wouldn't mind, or anytime.
Well, good morning. This is James, JR Repair. I almost feel kind of happy and upset at the same time. I finally realized what's going on here, and it's not uncommon in the industry. Your washing machine has two pumps. When I arrived, and your wife was very serious, and she watched the diagnosis of me verifying if there was anything in your drain hose, and she watched me verify that there wasn't, because she said you put your mouth on the hose in order to verify that there was nothing stuck in your drain hose. So we're clear there. And then when it came time for your water to pump out, the washing machine did not drain at all. It just made a loud non-draining, which had no suction, which that told me that the pump was bad. And that's where you see me taking the pump out of your washing machine. There's two pumps. The pump you changed is the recirculation pump, which is on the right side of the housing mount. The pump I changed out, which was verified, which your wife was standing there beside me when she saw that the pump was not pumping the water out like I did. That pump is on the left side. The confusion here is that the complaint is that it's not draining. The fix is the drain pump, not the recirculation pump that you put in. So I understand where you think you did a great job, but the wrong part. That's what we're looking at. The marking that you're seeing is the marking that you put in. That pump is the pump you put in. But the pump on the other side, which is the correct part to fix the problem, that's your pump. That's your drain pump. There's two pumps inside of your washer.
I'm working from home tomorrow, so that would be perfect. I'll be there.
What would be a good time? Morning.
I have to look at my calendar. I can text you. I can text you back on this number.
Excellent.
But here's the thing. So the video that you have posted on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Where you're showing you're removing that part from my machine.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
That can't be.
Well, we're going to find out.
That's the
actually,
point of me. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see the prior.
I'm going to bring my phone.
The prior video.
I'm going to bring my phone and show you everything.
That's great. That's great. I'd love to see it because for me, because
I've been investigating these parts.
I know, but it's not the part, right?
Well,
I'm telling you, you're not hearing what I'm telling you, right? That's not the part. That's not the part I installed. I did it less than 12 hours before you were in my house.
All I gotta do is show that at the beginning of the breakdown, which I have everything from. I have each segments, so I'll show you everything I have, and then I don't know what else to say. I gotta verify. One, is the machine working? Oh, that's what I need to know.
That's fine. That's fine. If you put it is.
Okay.
You put a new part in. You said my part was bad. I was going to return that part to the manufacturer I purchased it from, but it's not the same part, so I can't even return it.
Okay, perhaps. Let's verify the part, and then we can go from there. Okay.
Great. We'll talk tomorrow. All right. I'll text you tonight with some times at work. Thanks.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
Local distributor, which the 800 number that we provide, manufactured components.
Hello.
Hi, this is James.
James, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yourself?
Doing better now.
All right. Excellent.
I like the word.
Yeah. So,
has the same.
I think we were just talking about two different things.
Yes, we were.
You know, it did look like you took the pump I had installed out and reinstalled it. Which, did you?
Pardon me?
Did you take the? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm a very methodical and very efficient and person. So no, I wouldn't have touched anything outside of the problem. I wouldn't examine no one else's. I don't look over no one else's work. I don't discuss what anyone else has done, because if I get an opportunity to look at it, I'm giving that opportunity 110%. And so I go for resolve and result.
One thing you may or may not know.
My question is, and that's where I'm happy at, because this money don't mean nothing to me. The question is, and where I'm happy at, is it still working? You know,
It's working.
and that's where I'm happy. And I know that the part and the work that I performed on it, you won't have any problems with that for 5 years at least.
That's great.
For the drain pump. And that's the reason why I go through those steps. And the pump that I use is universal to Samsung and LG. That's the pump that I've researched over the last 20 years. And that pump's been out for the second model design of Whirlpool. And that's when I discovered that pump. And I'm like, this pump is universal to both, and it's a design of both, all of them, all front loaders, basically, until you get to the digital ones. And so that's where I stand for whatever I touch. Yeah, I'm adamant on it. So I understand your position too.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, if I didn't know there was another pump back there.
Yes.
So we were just talking apples and oranges.
Yes.
We're all good.
All right, sir. And if there's, I'm serious. If there's any questions or anything, and that pump, those pump designs, you do got to be careful. You got to be careful with online ordering on the electronics. You have to, because when those parts fail, especially electronics, you won't be able to get your money back. This is a kind of warped example of what people are experiencing. And yeah, I will admit there are some crooked people out here that pretend to be professionals, and I'm cleaning up, and I'm being responsible for my part of the industry and where my training comes from. And so
Warranted for 1 year.
I think we did well.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. College degree engineer, professional, I understand all of that. But did you just ask me what I thought you just asked me? See, I had to understand that I am not going to relive doubt. I've been doing this industry for 30 plus years. Maturely going close to 40 years. And so I recognize doubt. I understand when I don't have the aptitude in an industry that I don't work in. And when I'm talking with the individual who has the authority, once they prove themselves to me that they know what they're doing, and that's, in my opinion, by showing a video. That's no doubt. And so these are the types of things we have to be aware of and not blame. DIY, weekend warriors, because of the current times and events, the more you know, the more you save. Understood. But please, give us our professional attaboys and credit for our own professional industry mastery of what we do. I appreciate what you do, and if I had to be a customer on the other end, I'm sure you would have given me not 100% service, but I'm sure you would have given me 110% of your self-service. So this is a very good example when we did not lose our cool. We almost did in little pieces here and there, but we did it because we understood. We all had a point to prove, and we all have to be right. But when you are the customer, please, let's all just be our professional customers and professionals. Accept what we don't understand. If it can be proven that you're not right, and you call a person who knows what they're doing. And if you take a loss, education costs.
Bearings sound.
I do thank you. If you find this video helpful, that's the whole purpose of this.
Slightly worn, but not to the point to where they have to be replaced. There is a slight knocking sound. That's an indication of maybe dry bearings, or the bearings are getting sloppy. One of the two. Dry bearings will cause your bearings to become sloppy, and you'll have a knocking sound. Eight minutes. Washer test good. Could not duplicate or regenerate the air code.